You're likely familiar with some of the communities that make up Hancock County, like Bay St. Louis, Waveland, and Diamond Head. But did you know that 5 entire communities were displaced from rural parts of the county decades ago to make room for Stennis-Space-Center and its buffer zone? WXXV News 25's Elizabeth Keene tonight has the story of these lost towns.
When Stennis-Space-Center was first brought to Hancock County in 1961, with it came the need for a large buffer zone. And that meant that several communities and small towns within the area were displaced. The towns of Santa-Rosa, Westonia, Napoleon, Gainesville, and Logtown, as well as a large portion of Pearlington, fell within the nearly 140,000 acres that are included in both Stennis and the buffer zone.
These were small towns, but important obviously to the residents and the community. But these folks had to be relocated, and some did it willingly and some less willingly.
No permanent structures could remain in this area, so residents had no choice but to move elsewhere.
And there's a story, and I don't recall the elderly woman's name. She refused to leave her house, and the story has it that it was moved with her and her niece, I believe, sitting in rocking chairs on the back porch as it moved down the highway.
In total, Stennis bought out 700 families, as well as 19 stores, 16 churches, 3 schools, and other commercial buildings.
The upside to all that, once Stennis was fully activated and in business, so to speak, a lot of these same people or their descendants got very good paying jobs at Stennis-Space-Center. And today, their children and their grandchildren now are employed at Stennis.
For many of these communities, the only things that remain are cemeteries where those who died before, during, and even after the relocation are buried. Many descendants of the former residents of these 6 towns still live on the Mississippi Gulf Coast.
A majority of them did stay, a great majority, because their families were here. And not only in these small towns, but also in other places in Hancock County. The kids were in school in Hancock County. So they continued to go to school. So they just immigrated, if you would, into the broader areas of Hancock County and resettled there.
And these towns certainly haven't been forgotten by those who remain in Hancock County. Reporting from where you live in Hancock County, I'm Elizabeth Keene, WXXV News 25.
Such fascinating history over there in Hancock County. And get this, these lost communities will be remembered in a unique upcoming event. From Roots to Rockets will honor the founding communities of Stennis-Space-Center. Those who were displaced and their families are invited. If you fall into that category, you're asked to bring any personal memorabilia from these towns. It's happening at noon on Saturday, November 2nd at noon at the Pearlington Community Center. Reservations must be made to Brim Bell at the contact information that's on your screen right now.